Welcome on in, everybody. Mohammed, that is insane. That is insane, Mohammed. I don't know what to say about that. Thank you, Matt. That is super generous of you. Super, super generous. I really appreciate you. Appreciate you. Welcome on in, everybody. I wanted to get started soon because I am having some absolutely insane weather. Some of the worst weather that I think I've ever personally experienced in my life. Actually, I could do a little bit of show and tell and show you. I think that maybe that's the best way. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you what I've been experiencing. Let's see. I switched my Stream Deck around, so now I'm not sure which button to push, and I don't think I have the right ones. Hold on. Maybe I do? Nope. Didn't give myself buttons. Okay. Here we go. So, on Tuesday, we experienced hail. For reference, this is a quarter. This is about a golf ball size. And this right here is the size of a softball. Yeah, there's some big balls. I experienced these balls while I was driving. Glizzy and I were in the car about, I don't know, 3 blocks from home. And there were softballs raining from the sky. It was the most terrifying experience I've ever had in my life. The sound is going to haunt me till the day that I die. It was just this sound. Boom, 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 boom. And I just kept thinking, like, this is how I go. There's going to be a golf ball or a softball that goes through the center of the glass and just like takes me out. And there were people in southern Wisconsin who had their cars completely totaled, who had the windows in their homes completely shattered. I didn't have that, but I did have this in my backyard. That's what it looked like after an hour. So this is not right away. This is an hour later, and it was 75 degrees outside, or like 22 Celsius, I think 22 and a half. So very warm day, and it still was out there. So what this ended up doing to my car was super exciting. So maybe it's not super easy to see, but this is just a sampling. I've got a number of dents. I think my car is, if it's not totaled, it's pretty damn close. But it's fine. I survived it, and what I've learned is that when severe weather hits, you gotta take it as seriously as possible. I delayed what I was doing, and I it's my own fault. I should have left sooner. Today, we had crazy hail. Icy reached out to me and said, "Hey." I was watching Ryan Hall, and he said today's going to be worse than Tuesday. And I look at all the weather, and it's going to be much worse than it was Tuesday. So if 3-inch was the max, 3-inch could be baseline today, hail. So softball size hail again. So I need to be out of here by 3:30. Like there's no maybe. Guys, level 13 hype train. You guys are insane. And I'm going to thank you all in just a moment. As well as announce something else that I want to do today, that I want to make kind of a repeating thing throughout streams to bring more value and make it more interesting and build some community. But I wanted to say that right away, that I'm going to be hard cut off at 3:30 because we're going to have more tornadoes and more hail. And despite the fact that Cities 2 would have you believe that both tornadoes and hail don't matter all that much, hail, I'm just going to put it this way, hail sucks. It's one of the worst things in the world. I hate it, and it is terrifying. It is you take your life into your own hands when there's a hailstorm, and I don't want to be a part of it. So I'm gonna go in the basement and hide and watch Ryan Hall, y'all, which is exactly what I was doing the other day. Yeah, I got my censorship button, so I can express a little bit more expression because despite the fact that I don't swear in my videos, I have the mouth of a sailor, and being able to censor myself is helpful. Super scary. It's the worst. It was the worst. I just don't know how to fully express just how terrifying it was. But I was happy that my kids were in the basement, keeping it super safe. My daughter was in my office, just sitting down there playing some Minecraft or Roblox or something. It was cool. I got the yeah. Yeah, tornadoes suck. Yeah. So anyway, but before we get to all of that, I said I was going to do something. I know I do have to have some decorum. This is Building and Brews, and we have not been doing it right. And it's 5 o'clock somewhere in Europe, I believe. So today we are going to have some Supply Drop, which is a Carbon 4 brewing beer from here in Madison. The thing I love about these guys. So we had Fantasy Factory in the past, and it was the unicorn with someone riding in the back. We're day drinking. Are we day drinking? If I have to experience hail, I'm gonna day drink while I do it. So this is Supply Drop. This one is a sour beer, fig, raspberry, orange, and ginger notes. And look at this can, just outstanding. The artwork that they put together and have always put together for all their beers, second to none. 7 o'clock where you are. All right. Well, you know what? My head is still somewhere in Europe. So to that, I will say, Vainglorious, thank you for the Paul's Hardware mug. We're going to fill it up. Then I will say, cheers, everybody. And if you are experiencing severe weather, if you're one of the 50 million people in the center of the U.S., I would highly recommend. I watched Ryan Hall, like for real, like an amazing YouTuber that's doing amazing things with weather. I actually got notification about the tornado sirens going off first through Ryan Hall on YouTube before my local news because people in chat were talking about it. So super cool. So cheers, everybody. Yeah, look him up. He's awesome. He's got an app and people can check in on the app and share their personal experiences and pictures. And it's geolocated. So it has a spot on the map that completely created his own software and built a whole weather community. It's sick. It's amazing. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to mention before we get started is from here on out, I want to basically have a time during these streams where you guys get to recommend assets, mods, and assets, mods, and maps that we could take a look at. Probably be like 5 or 10 per stream, and we'll grab some and we'll take a look at them live. So if you are a map maker or a modder or an asset creator and you want to have it showcased here on this channel, this is going to be an opportunity for you to do it live. You guys, Breezy, that's you guys. Thank you for the gifted subs. Guys are absolutely ridiculous. But yes, that's what I want to do. I want to have a space for that. So today we are going to be doing a little bit. I put together today because of the compressed time. I've put together Community Asset Showcase 1. Oh, and I didn't finish it. Hold on. Almost at 1 million. Oh, thanks. Yeah. I've tried not to think about it or talk about it because I don't want to jinx it. It feels like kind of unreal, if I'm being honest with you. Generic ploppable industrial set 1. This is by, gosh, let me make sure I get the name right. Hold on. Jorsky. So if you miss a stream, I'm going to turn this into a video. So this will be a really fun, I think it's going to be really cool. So this time, I guess I'm kind of curious to know how you guys feel about this. You would add Granny's, well, so hold that thought. I can't do unlimited. So I'm gonna let you guys next week. You guys are gonna do it. Next week, you guys are gonna be all about it. But I'm sure Grooney's malls are amazing. So hold on to it. You were so happy when you saw the generic industrial. Me too. We're gonna actually use that in today's build. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. But today, for our community asset showcase number 1, we're gonna be looking at Astronash's Appalachian Valley map. Generic Lemons One Tile Challenge, which is a beautiful little map that I plan on doing something on. Grooney's Tram Stations, KJ's Gold Street Line, which looks amazing. Brucey Boy's Node Controller, Guns N' Roses Better Transit View, Confused Little Devils Livestock Farms, Vegetable Farms, Cotton and Grain Farms, which fix all of the vanilla farms. It's sick. Darf has a whole bunch of New York inspired assets that I want to take a look at. And then we're going to look at the generic ploppable industrial set 1 by Jorski, who put together those cliffside textures that I used in the last video. So this is, again, going to be another one of those high quality assets. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. No controllers. So go to dude, for real. For real. And anything that Grooney puts together, you know, is going to be good. So, I mean, all these are going to be outstanding. Before we get to that, though, you guys have shown an unreal amount of support. I appreciate you guys, especially after being gone for a week. It's been a weird little while. Is CS2 good yet? It's a lot better than it used to be. Yeah, I enjoy playing it. I feel like I wouldn't keep playing it if I didn't enjoy it. How is Germany? Germany, there's not a lot to say, honestly. I was there for a really brief period of time, unfortunately. Mainz is a really cool city, but I was only there. I mean, really, I got to explore it briefly. I was at the Ubisoft offices. Like after I got off the plane, I passed out. Then I woke up and I immediately went to their offices, which were in a mall, which is kind of interesting. Hung out with them for a little bit to learn about the stream. Came back, immediately passed out, woke up, went straight back, streamed all day, walked around, passed out, and went home. So it was a very quick turnaround. So it was not a super long trip. Don't know how to pronounce Jorski. I don't either. I'm probably butchering it. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Would I do a full vanilla CS2 save, like no mods, just vanilla? No. I know why you're asking that, and I understand why you'd want it, but I just don't enjoy this game vanilla. And I've decided that if I don't enjoy the game, I'm just not gonna play it. And if I were forced to play this game vanilla, I wouldn't play it. just full stop. I just don't like it as a vanilla game. It sucks. Yorski? Okay, Yorski. I will say that. I got you addicted to Whiskerwood. Such a fun game. It is a good game. It's a very good game. So yeah, I think that we're just a little ways away from me being okay with vanilla. But there's still a couple of small things that for me, it all comes down to the interface. That's a big part of it. I really dislike the interface. For zoning, it flashes at you a lot. There's a lot of little quality of life stuff that for me is big. And then there's Platter, and Node Controller, or Network Tools rather. And I feel like those should be vanilla and they're not. And I just don't want to play without Move It, Anarchy. Like even just like for like just the quality of life anarchy, like being able to move buildings a little bit closer than the game wants. Like it's getting better, but it's not there yet. So yeah, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Vanilla is hard mode, and I'm not into it. I'm just like vanilla is frustration mode. I mean, bluntly, like a lot of what I firmly believe a lot of what I do is just make the game more accessible. So I don't know. I'd be like, when we do the monthly stuff, which is going to start in like a week and a half, or the daily stuff, no decals, none of that stuff. Like we're going to stick closer to vanilla than I normally do. and try to build fast and try to build cool. But at the same time, like you can't even place a light in the game. You can't place a light or a fence without mods. They don't want to do it. Move it, anarchy better, bulldozer should really be baked in the game. Yeah. Well, and now there's that new radius delete tool that, again, like once you have the radius delete tool, like I don't want to play without that. It doesn't change the game fundamentally, but it makes it far less frustrating to start over. Teddy, do you think vanilla is the best? I want to love vanilla. I want to love vanilla. They need to make vanilla what it needs to be. That's all I'm saying. I want to love vanilla. I don't want to play with mods. I want to play with assets and vanilla. But they got a couple things they got to add before I'm there. You only play vanilla with official region packs? Steel Airship. You are I mean, much respect. That's what I will say. Much respect. Much respect. One quick thing. And by quick, I mean, I've gone through no activity. So, Phil, thank you for 17 months of tier 1. Time does fly. Bye, Beanie. Thank you for 14 months. Professors at Lithos, 29 months of tier 1. That's wild. Robert the Bruce, thank you for 19 months. Mohammed, thank you for 24 months, 2 years of tier 3. Thank you for the 100 gifted subs. That was insane. Vainglorious, thank you for being a mod here. Thank you for 29 months. Cam4, thank you for 10 gifted subs. For anyone who just got all these gifted subs, by the way, I have 2 videos that are basically done. As long as my internet doesn't go out, I'll upload them both today to Vimeo. One is an Anno video. The other is my breakdown of the city master plan trailer, where I'm not just gonna. I didn't want to just do like some slop. I didn't want to slop one out for you, so I put together a 22-minute video essay breaking down my thoughts about the trailer and simulation games generally. So it's a longer video, but I think it's good. Robert, so anyway, stay tuned for that. I'll post links in the secret portion of the Discord, and if you got one of these gifted subs, make sure you're in there so you can take a look. I'm not sure when they'll hit for everybody, partially because I have obligations and must insert an ad, and the ad's not done. So you guys won't have to be subjected to that. Robert Serpent, thank you for that, for the 11 months of Prime. That's wild. Hurricane Myrtle gonna whack me? Seems that way. First Necron, thank you for 29 months of tier 3. Can't believe that. Bueno Churro, thank you for 20 months of Prime. Hope the new studio is coming along. Yeah, it is. We're in it right now. You can't see it, but I'm here. And the new video will be coming out on that soon too. I've already written it. I just need to record it. Probably tomorrow. I'm gonna record it. Clint Kev, thank you for the 2 years of tier 1. Appreciate you, man. Lenny, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Gary, thank you for 29 months of tier 1 and for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you for all your support. Like seriously, you're go to Gary. Appreciate you always. And I will be getting some more master plan music done soon. I actually just got another 25 tracks. There's a gigantic glut. Savvy, thank you for the Prime. Breezy, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Appreciate you. Pop Six Squish, thank you for the Prime. Transit Core, thank you for the associate planner and for the chats earlier. Appreciate you. It was we had some good conversations not too long ago. Mississippi Mikey, thank you for the tier 1. Cord, thank you for 23 months of tier 1, almost 2 years. It's crazy. McFuddlebutt, thank you for 16 months of Prime. And DeWolfie, thank you for the super chat. You have a very good rest of the day. Thank you, Skull. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. All right, guys, let's dive into these assets real quick. And I want to start out grooving with Gary the remix. We'll have to do something with Gary. And high power Beaver, thank you for the super chat. Your mind goes completely blank when it comes to planning transportation CS. Wow, we're gonna do something. We're gonna do something with that. I was very disappointed in myself. I'm just gonna say, when Biffo released his video and he showcased the new transit mod, I had that in my mod set. You can actually see it throughout the entire last video, and I completely forgot to showcase it. So I will showcase it and talk about planning transit. Anyway, so first of all, hold on. Welcome to the first community asset showcase where we go over assets that you guys have Well, I'll start that over. Welcome to the first community asset showcase where I go over assets that you've recommended. I'm going to start that one more time. Welcome, take 3. Yeah, hi YouTube. Welcome to the first community asset showcase where we go over maps, mods, and assets that you recommend that we take a look at as a community. This takes place live on Twitch and YouTube, so if you want to check it out there, you can. Otherwise, I'll release these videos right after stream, so you can check it out here as well. I've got to include those blue. I will. I mean, that's part of the live experience. You guys are here for it all. And we are going to begin. Hold on, we gotta go through all this stuff. This is what you guys get. All right. Hold on. I gotta turn off. We gotta experience this in the way that it was meant to be experienced. Also, I didn't record that. I can't believe I didn't record that. I'm so disappointed. Whatever, I'll download it afterwards. I don't care. I'm not doing it again. We're not doing that again. I'm not doing that again. Oh, you know what? I can't. Even if I wanted to record, I've had so many issues with my recording PC. It's not even set up. So I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to pull it down off Twitch or YouTube. It's fine. So starting out first, we have Appalachian Valley by Astronash, and the first thing that jumps out to me right away. First of all, Astro, are you in here? If so, if there are things that I am not showcasing during this, I want you to call me out on it. I'm gonna calm the music down a little bit. Hold on. Let's calm it down. So the first thing I notice, beautiful mountains in the background right here. Looking good. We got rail already established, so you could just plop a train in here. And nice gentle river going along here. But what really jumps out to me is that there are multiple starting locations, it looks like, that are unlocked. One right here, one right here, and one right here. And they're all custom. So that's super cool. Astro Antonio it's Asheville. It's Asheville. So funny thing about that, my cousin lives in Asheville. So I feel like I don't know if Nick's in here. If Nick is, I have to show me where his house is. I need to get there. So I gotta look at the contour lines. Look at this. This would be a challenging map if you don't grade. You're gonna have to grade on here, but I feel like the terrain would really guide your development of this. Like you would be forced to develop along the rivers, things of that nature. As a road construction guy, you like the lack of roads? Yeah, look at that. There's a lot. It seems like there's almost more rail going through here than roads. It's just a 2-lane highway starting right here, going straight through, following the terrain, making its way up here. Couple of them, but no gigantic interstates going through here. No big interchanges. If you want a map where you have the opportunity yourself to create that infrastructure, this is very well the type of map for you. Let's take a look at the resources, because that is always one of the interesting parts. And the fun thing about this is what I'm seeing right away You didn't overdo it, Astro, which means that you could play this vanilla without being penalized by tile upkeep. So if you want to be a vanilla player that plays super vanilla, you can. There's a little bit, I see a little bit of ore out here, a little bit of ore right here, lots and lots of forest. That's relatively inexpensive. There is a bunch of fertile land along the river. And let's see, is there any... let's see. Do we have water, groundwater? A couple groundwater spots as well. Groundwater is pretty expensive, so it's good that Astro didn't overdo it, because that's always one of the things I do is I'll way overdo that. The one thing I didn't notice is oil. Which maybe there just isn't any oil, which is completely fine. Not every map needs to have everything. This map is called Appalachian Valley by Astronash. So it's an absolutely beautiful map. I'm guessing, Astro, did you felt weird putting in the Appalachians? Astro, so Astro is in here, and I see you in there. Did you use a real height map for this? And did you trace down all of the infrastructure? Like, so is this real infrastructure? You used a real height map and image overlay mod. Oh, okay. So that's why this looks so real. And I will tell you guys, doing that can result in an absolutely awesome map if you do it right, but it's also incredibly time consuming. It's very tedious, and it takes a lot of skill and effort to be able to get that right. So everything that you're seeing here, expertly crafted. And look at the infrastructure is outstanding. So I will be leaving a link to all of these. I'll leave a link. I'll pin the comment after this stream. With a link to all of these. So if you want to check this map out for yourself, Astronash's Appalachian Valley, it'll be in the pinned comment. Thank you for the super chat. Avid follower from London, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Astro, beautiful map. There is a chance. I'm a little bit nervous about using BAMF for the dailies. I could see using a map like this one. The reason I'm nervous about BAMF is there is an embedded texture that can lead to corruptions. And if I lose the save, I'd be very sad. So we'll see. Anyway, beautiful map. Excellent work. Nice job, Astro. BAMF, you're the one who reported that map to Skive. Well, I appreciate you, Ravencore, for doing that. You might have saved the dailies, because I'm really excited about the daily series, but I also need nothing. I need to have nothing go wrong. So that is a concern. Next up, it broke your game like 10 times. It made you so mad. Yeah, I don't want to experience that. Next up, we're taking a look at the one tile challenge from Generic Lemons. If you didn't see this, Generic Lemons just put out a video with their own one tile challenge, and it's an excellent video. I highly recommend checking it out. I'll leave a link to that as well. This is a teeny tiny one tile map, not a 9 tile map. It's a one tile map. So normally, when you start out a vanilla game, it's actually going to give you 9 of these side by side, and that forms basically the same size as a CS1 vanilla map tile. So this is just 1/9 of that. But it's put together an absolutely beautiful little map. You got electricity, you got your water and power, and you might be wondering why this is here. You can't actually create a map with an outside connection of either boats or air. Otherwise, you'll get no cars. People will come, but they won't be able to drive. So by having this road connection, which is basically an underwater tunnel to the outside world, you will get cars in here. So this is a one tile challenge, and I will just say challenge accepted. This is basically the SimCity 2013 challenge, and I am very excited. I will be putting together a map on here, and if you want to join me Generic Lemons put out a save file with this map on it, and I'm very excited to take a look. This is it. This is the whole thing. It's one little island in the middle of the sea with a road connection, power, water, and sanitary sewer. And if we take a look at the resources here, you basically had nothing. So should be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun. It is super cool. It is, and that's the thing. That's what jumped out to me. It is a cute little tile. What an adorable little tile. Got a couple of rivers coming through here, some smaller islands. What can you do with this? Can you make your own mini diorama of Venice? What can you do here? What can you do to make this a special place? I think when I do it, I want to do super detailed. I'm going to put together a mod set and release a JSON and basically just challenge y'all to do it too. Should be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun. Hez, are you up to no good? Are you up to no good? I want to know what's going on. Generic Lemons, seriously, it was a quality video. I loved the interludes with the quotes in the middle. Just really a fun, inventive video, and such a cool tile. Such a cool little tile here. Very big fan. So yeah, I will be also doing it. It'll be a lot of fun. Maybe next week. Maybe next week, because I need to do it before the daily videos. Call it Philippine land. Is that offensive, or is it endearing? I'm not exactly sure. Looks like a Going Medieval map. It's a lot of fun to make. I'm excited to play on it. The moment I saw your video, I was just like, I've got to play on this map. So I even told Poplar Ponderosa that I absolutely needed this map released, and you delivered within like an hour. You published it. So super cool. Super cool. Good afternoon, East Coasters. Yes, good afternoon. And use it. Yeah, I will. You guys better as well. So that again was the one tile challenge by Generic Lemons. So very cool map. For the next one, we are going to actually go. Let's go into Coos Bay and plop some of these assets. Good evening from Spain. Welcome on in. Good evening from Germany. Icy. If you're unhappy that the stream is ending earlier than normal, you can be mad at Icy, but Icy is a lifesaver. I did not realize that we were about to have horrible weather, and Icy just doing the important work of letting me know. I appreciate you, Icy. Planks, thank you for the prime. Appreciate you. Welcome from Estonia. Welcome on in. Next up, we are going to be taking a look at tram stations by Grooney. If you're not familiar with Grooney, we actually have, hold on. Am I going to be a liar? We actually have a Grooney asset in the build. Multiple. Hold on. Where's the first one? I moved it. Right here, Grooney put together this supermarket that has the multiple different signs that can change, and this McDonald's restaurant. So if you've wondered about that, Grooney also worked on some of the region packs, I believe the French pack. So an absolutely epic, goated creator. So you should really, I don't want to put too much pressure on because I haven't seen him yet. But Poplar Ponderosa recommended that we take a look at Grooney's tram stations, and I'm all here for it. So unfortunately, that means that we have to do some unlocking. So we'll unlock the trams, place a depot. Wacky Pie, thank you for the gifted memberships. I appreciate you. And everyone who just got those, be on the lookout. It'll be a little bit after stream, but I will have some interesting things for you to look at. And you guys can actually help dictate that video too, because if you think my conclusions are unreasonable, you can tell me. I won't be mad. I won't be offended. So okay, Got our tram depot. Crap. Okay, so tram station, 4-track hub. Ooh. So this is one of the assets that you get. It's this tram station that clips onto the side of a road. So if you want to do something more substantial, like maybe use it to create a light rail system, you could add that right here. That is neat. That is a nice little asset right there. Hold on. Phil, quick, how do you make a Skive playset using a JSON? I'll show you after we look at these assets. I'll show you. It doesn't take long. It's easy. So very cool. I'm guessing those don't update, but that's totally fine. The detail of these. Gosh. St. Charles Market. What city is this, guys? Is this Paris? Is Swift Pass? Is this must be Paris. Oh my goodness. The amount of detail. Insane. So cool. Looks perfect for your city. Based on a station in Bordeaux. Oh my goodness. This is exactly why cities is nothing without the creators that build things for it. Because this is every bit as good as an asset that you could pay for. And it's 100% free to you. That said, if you can support the creators, I highly recommend it. And I will leave links to those. Double tram track, no pedestrian. I don't know if this is actually part of this, though. I'm wondering. It is. Okay, so Grooney gives you the double tram track, no pedestrian, as well as the one-way tram track. And let's see, can these be grounded? Indeed, they can be. We also get a single tram track station. Ooh, that's really nice and tight. That is nice. That is very nice. Very small. You could fit this thing in anywhere. Ooh, man, beautiful. Can I add the assets in editor mode? My guess is yes. I have no idea why you wouldn't be able to. Or you want me to look at assets in editor mode? Is that what you're saying? The answer to that is no. Mostly because the editor's a mess. What is the name of this? This is called Tram Stations by Grooney. This is Tram Stations by Grooney. We also get one with an island platform. And one with side platforms. So we got the 4-track hub, island platform, and then the side platforms. And they all had that unified look about them. So these are incredibly flexible. I could see you could have this one. You could run. Okay, so where this one is handy. Let's say you want to make a custom boulevard. The only thing I'm unsure of is how you would get to this. So I'd have to play with that. But this is the configuration that I think that you could have one ways in each direction, and then have your tram network in between and be able to access it from either side. That's super cool. And then this one, it's right in the middle. So I just super cool. Very cool assets. So yeah, very, very nice. The other thing, I'm not sure about this. I'm just guessing. Just guessing. Yep. Look at this. So inside of commercial props, you're getting portions of these stations. So if you want to make your own custom station, you can do that too. Super cool. Super, super, super cool. It feels like if you want to make a tram network, this is kind of the default. You got to get this one. It's so good. So good. Grooney, excellent work. Amazing, amazing work. Next, we're going to be taking a look at KJ's Gold Street line. So we're going to have to unlock subways for this one. What did you guys think of the last one? What did you guys think of that one? Mr. Dooney, thank you for the becoming associate planner. Where's the greased tram track though? The grassed, not greased. I was like, greased? What are you talking about? Hold on. Okay, I will answer that one. And I've got to answer the other thing too. I don't have it here, but there are certain surfaces that you could go right over the top of this pavement. And if you were to use the area bucket, this is probably not what you want to hear. It's not the most convenient way of doing it, but you could go right over the top. But you have to have a custom surface. So if you have some of the surfaces, say from Algendo, some of the surfaces say that they will go over the top of pavement markings. Others will go over the top of networks. You want one that will go over the top of networks, but not over the top of the tracks. So then you'd be able to cover this up, ideally. So then you could have that. And there are certain networks that have like pavers, and you could do a whole variety of things. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Okay. Next. We got the subways unlocked. I'm really excited to see this one. I'm gonna plop this in somewhere real quick. And don't worry, we're gonna be reloading. We're gonna be reloading because I'm doing too much crazy. We don't have the money for this. Okay, so this is the Gold Street Metro Station by KJ. And if you're not sure who KJ is one of the moderators over on Reddit. Awesome guy. And this is actually, if I'm not mistaken, from London. So it's an underground metro station. We get this grassy top. How many platforms does this have? I don't know if KJ's in here or not. A two-way subway station with platforms at a depth of 25 meters inspired by Old Street Station in Shoreditch, London. Originally built in the city by the City and South London Railway, it opened in 1901. The station entry and surrounding street-level plaza was dramatically overhauled between 2020 and 2024 as part of wider regeneration efforts. These included the remodeling of the eponymous Silicon Roundabout, and the creation of a new pedestrian cycle-friendly zone and an urban peninsula reclaimed from part of the former roundabout's road space. And he actually sent me images of this. Hold on. Let me see. I am going to be sneaky about this. Rather than showing all of my conversations. This is what it looks like. This must have been when it was under construction, or hold on, let me I should have asked questions. I did not. 60,000 journeys per day go through this. Look at that. And so this is what we're actually looking at now in its finished, complete form. This portion of this station. Bad Peanut's here. Welcome on in, Peanut. Looks like a mess to access. I don't think so. Look at the big wide sidewalk right here. You walk through here. It looks like it used to be a mess. Back when it was in the, well, when it was in the middle of this. This looks like it was terrible. But it looks like they've reconstructed it to make it a very pedestrian friendly environment. So awesome. And this is KJ's recreation of that. So obviously this is the centerpiece of that larger pedestrian area if you were going to put it together. I would want to see. I'm very curious about the number of platforms here. Hold on. I got to give myself some money. Give me all that cash. It looks like there are 2 lines here. So very nice asset. And so very, very subdued, very small. This is 2x2. I'm very curious though, because I'm going to be insane about this and get real close. Love the poster. Travel time. We get to go down. This is KJ's first asset in CS2. So for a very first asset, this it looks like it's not a first asset. This is pretty sick. Pretty cool. Let's see. We got to take a look at night as well. Oh, I recognize this from Subway Builder. There's the tube map. Super sick. And beautiful lighting. Beautiful lighting. Yeah, excellent work. So if you want to check this out for yourself, this is the Gold Street Station by KJ. And it's beautiful. Got that nice green roof. Architectural lighting. This texture reminds me a lot of the some of the textures in Mac Welshman's stuff too. So probably be blending really well with that, which makes sense. All UK stuff. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful work right here. Yeah, really, really nice. KJ did a bang up job. Absolutely bang up job. Okay, so we're on to the next one. We're going to keep moving. And the next one is one that I added. The Node Controller by Brucey Boy. I'm not gonna go over this one real fast. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this one, Brucey. Mostly because I spent some time on it in the last video, but this is awesome. Where is it? Hold on. So about Node Controller. Control N. About Node Controller. I didn't actually add it. Yeah, I screwed up. Node Controller will be featured next week. I apologize, Brucey. Yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you record something live. Sometimes you make mistakes. So, Node Controller was one that I meant to have on here. It allows you to make your nodes more controlled. It's a great mod. We'll take a look at it. We're not doing it today. Otherwise, I'll get struck by hail. Honestly, I'll probably be struck by hail now just because I forgot Node Controller. Brucey is going to smite me, and I'm gonna have earned it. How can you try Network Multi-Tool? Hop in the Cities 2 modding Discord. Look for Luca's Corner, and Luca has an unlisted link to network tools in there. And provide feedback, help guide its development. Every time I look at this mod, It's different and there's more features. Sick. Luca's amazing. Yeah, so Brucey, I apologize. I screwed up. And I feel bad. You have a question for me, Icy? America's always had terrible weather with tornadoes, hurricanes, etc. But why aren't they burying power lines below the surface like they do in most parts of Europe? Is there a reason? Why does Europe have trains and the US not? I mean, I could go on a whole rant about this, about our reluctance to fund public infrastructure, and our love of tax cuts, and deficit spending. But I don't think that you guys care to hear me rant about that for all that much time today. So, well, ultimately, what it comes down to is it is a priority. It is not a priority. Unfortunately, we're very reactionary in that way, and a lot of times you'll only see those things happen when there's a project driving it. So we will bury power when there is a reconstruction of a road. But other than that, they need to get knocked down because of a storm. Even then, that's not a guarantee that it'll actually happen. New neighborhoods, it's happening. So if it's a newer neighborhood, there's a decent chance everything will be underground. But going through and retrofitting that old infrastructure, like, it's just not a priority. It's not a priority, and it sucks. There's not money available for it. There's not the political will. It's just not. I want you to think of it this way. How exciting is it if you are a senator to say, I just won $50 million for my state to bury power lines, as opposed to, I just won $50 million to build a new highway. That highway will cut your travel time by 35 seconds. But that's measurable, and you can see the highway. You can't see the power line being buried. You had power before, you got power still. And unless there is a gigantic storm, it doesn't really change anything. Not only that, half of the power companies are privately owned. So to go through, like in Madison, you could buy stock in my power company. It's insane. I don't think it's right that you can, but you can. Madison Gas and Electric. You can go. It's publicly traded on the stock exchange. You can do it. Why would the government pay for that private infrastructure? You know, why? They shouldn't. So it's a weird thing. Yeah. Weather's gonna be terrible. Horrible. That's why we're ending at 3:30 on the dot. There's not I'm not getting stuck in the hail again. I got hit by hail, softball size hail on Tuesday. We're not doing it again. But anyway, yeah, that's why it sucks. It is a question of priorities. When I went to Stockholm, more than anywhere else I've been in Europe. Now I've been to 4 countries: Germany, Finland, Sweden, and Greece. And I guess Italy, but that doesn't really count. What really struck me in Sweden was the great amount of pride in public infrastructure. And there's just not that here. Not everywhere anyway. In Denver, there was. We actually had 0.5% of all of our transit projects went to art and public infrastructure to make people have civic pride. We actually stripped that away here in Wisconsin. We had that. We had a dedicated arts budget. So you'd see like a bridge, you'd see the city's logo or something like that on the bridge. And that was taken away within the last 10 years. It sucks. Hate it. Wisconsin needs a break. It does. I'm so tired of the storms. It's terrible. So yeah. Former city planner goes off on lack of public infrastructure spending. It's the most frustrating thing. Anyway, back to this. We're going to take a look at Guns N' Roses' Better Transit View. Guns N' Roses' Better Transit View. If you haven't seen this mod, this is not the greatest map for it, but it gives you a better transit info view. I've not actually used this, but I'm very excited to. Look at it. It gives you this metro style view where you can go through all your different lanes and modify things. So let's see how easy this is to use. I just clicked on tool. Let's say I want to add a bus stop. Oh my God, this is sick. Oh man, this is super cool. And then you can flip between all the different modes. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, Biffa used it in a city fix. I'm gonna tell you that because of this, I will end up redoing all the transit in Magnolia County. The reason I haven't been adding as much as I've wanted to is it's so frustrating to use. Normally, if you don't have this mod, and you've probably experienced this if you decided that you wanted to completely redo your transit network, this is the view you get, which like, what is this? Like, I can't tell what's going on. It turns on everything from bus stops, the taxi stands, to changing the road color to be stupid. So you end up going through and customizing this so that it actually is legible. And then you go through and you decide, okay, I want to add a bus route. And now it took me out of there and now it's gone. And granted, I have a mod that's changing some things, but okay, it modified that. So now I modify this one route and it brings me back to the view that I can't understand. And then I want to go and modify a different route. So I close this and it brings me back to this menu. Why didn't it just take me back one? Why did it bring me back to here? So now I have to go back in here, modify the second one, and maybe change this back. This is madness. But this mod is life. So definitely get this mod if you want a better transit view. Better transit view by Guns N' Roses. Excellent mod. Don't even need to see anything else. I think it should be that this is how the vanilla game should work. Super cool. Yeah, please someone fix the menus. It's so bad. It's so bad. And I love the name, Guns N' Roses. It's incredible. It needs to be vanilla. Yeah. Guns N' Roses. I don't know how you thought of this, but it's sick. It's amazing. It's very good. Every rose has its thorn, but you don't. You're a winner in my book. You're a winner in my book. Next up, I added this one, guys. Confused Little Devil. First of all, the next Magnolia County is me just messing with this mod. If you're like me, you hate this. This is a whole bunch of everyone hates this. No one likes this at all. And the fact that this was ever a thing is a shame. It's one of the things that I think made the game look a lot worse than it actually was. This is actually, it seems so fixable. And here's the thing, it is. Someone made a mod to fix it. So get rid of all that garbage and pick up this. Basically, you end up going into specialized industry, and you get the livestock farming, or, well, they both say livestock farming. They're not. One of them is vegetable farming. There's also a cotton farming as well. But what it allows you to do is plop this thing down. You get your farm, and then you can click on this, and you can plop down the extractors wherever you want. That's it. That's all it does. That's all it does. I just, yeah. It's so good. Like, oh my goodness. Yes, finally, we got it. We got it. So I was going to be sneaky and not show you guys this until the next Magnolia County. But as I was prepping for the stream, I was just like, I need to show you guys this. It's so good. So yeah, if you want to check this one out, it's Confused Little Devils, upgradable vegetable farms, upgradable cotton farms, upgradable livestock farms. and they all do this. They allow you to plop the silos, the greenhouses, all of it. It's super good. So I'm done with the vanilla stuff. Another reason why you say, hey, Phil, you want to play vanilla? No, I don't. Do know though, with these, you have to have pedestrian paths to link up all these extractors back to your main building. So you will need to be a little bit creative about how you're placing these. It's not, you can't just plop them right there and hope for the best. You gotta get creative. Should be base game, 100%, 100%. Why this has been, it's been neglected. This is, and after seeing, that was the comment I made with Bridges and Ports too, is seeing the fishing industry do this as well just kind of killed me, especially after seeing inland fishing does this, fishing out in the water doesn't, and then we see that the oil industry is just like this too, and it's amazing. So it's all right there. Industry is the weakest part of CS2, but it could be the strongest. There's so many things about the industries that suck that the pieces are there for it to be awesome. That's like your bridges and ports. You have your harbors and you can't control them, but if you could control them, my goodness, it'd be so fun. So yeah. Is the screen capture meant to be blurry? My face is sharp. No, it's meant to be crisp and clean. I can wait. Can I manually modify the workplaces? That's another mod. That's another mod. Sorry. No, but I can with that mod that I have. 1,000 workplaces at this. Can't remember which one that is. Hold on. Is that Company Changer? I think it might be Company Changer. Yeah, Company Changer. Allows you to change the workplaces and change the companies. And the reason I got that one in here is I wanted to be able to take Walmart, I believe, and change it. Now we can sell, whatever we want at Walmart. So yeah, Company Changer. Super good mod. That mod should be showcased because I can finally fix the workplace bugs. Okay. I feel like I've been deviating from what I normally do a lot, but I've been having a lot of fun. So I've just been doing what I want, and I could definitely want to do that. So yeah, we will do that. Anyway, that Confused Little Devils, livestock farms, vegetable farms, cotton and grain farms. Check them out. 2 more sets of assets. Darf, who is also one of the region pack creators, put out a whole series of new assets. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to easily find these. Give me 1 second. I will use all of the powers I have. All of the powers. Which are none. Oh, I'm just going to crash and burn. Yeah, we might need to hold off on this one. Unfortunately, we might come back to these ones next week because I'm not able to find them. But basically, Darf put out a whole bunch of New York inspired assets. One more. One more. We'll try one more. Yeah, I'm gonna call it on that one. What do I think about city master plan? I think I have a 22-minute video. 22-minute video put together talking about it. And I'm not going to say anything until the video comes out. Because I don't think I've ever been asked to do anything more than talk about that game. And I'm looking forward to it. But I also I spent a lot of time putting together my thoughts, so I'm gonna make you guys wait for it. You mentioned city metropolis, city state metropolis. Yeah. Okay, hold on. You know what? I'll bite. But let me. I want to see if I can find Jorsky's generic ploppable industrial set 1, because we're going to be using those, and then I will give you some thoughts as we start building some things. I wish that there was a way to search by the asset creator's name. I don't think that there is. Jorsky put Joe's Industrial. So these are the assets that we're going to be using. Oh, that's sick. That's light industrial right there. Old school. Oh, this looks just like Madison Metro Transit's bus barn. Hold on, I'm going to plop all these down. This will be the final one that we take a look at. You're going to want to use this in conjunction with ploppable zoning. But check this out. Jorsky of the Cliffside fame, of the network marinas. I'm going to ask you guys shamelessly. Jorsky's doing some amazing stuff. If you like these assets, if you're using them, if you can support them, do it. And I did it. I put in I put my money where my mouth is. I would encourage anyone else to as well, because these take time. It's probably, my guess is 30 hours per asset, and they're doing it out of the kindness of their heart. You don't have to if you can't afford it. You don't want to, but I like to thank people for these if we can. Jorsky. This is Jorsky's generic industrial assets, and they're ploppable. So you're going to need to take a zoning block and put it in here. Oh, they're not. They're not. Oh my goodness. I thought that they were. You don't have to. If you have the company changer, you can adjust the number of jobs and change what the company is. Okay, don't get ploppable zoning. Get the company changer, so you can make this what you want it to be. Super cool. But you should be able to add these together and make, for instance, just in 2 seconds, let's make something sick. It doesn't even take much. And then prop it up in detail to your heart's content. Obviously use the right pavements, but that's a much more realistic industrial configuration than anything you can do with a grown asset. So super cool. And being able to combine these, grabbing some of these old brick buildings and combining them into like Metro Transit with the City Madison. It's essentially an office building with a couple of those. and then something like a few of these side by side. So like you're going to be able to do some really neat stuff. Obviously this isn't the greatest configuration, but yeah, super cool. Super cool. You just got done recording using these. Freaking love them. I get it. I get it. It's the golden age of mods and assets in Cities 2 right now. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. So anyway, I'm curious to know, what are the essential mods? I made a video. It's a long one, but it's well labeled. So I will shamelessly plug. It's my first video of the year. Check that one out. You just looked at the weather app. Madison's currently 28 Celsius and it drops to 8 Celsius. Then yeah, we're having a bad time. We're not having fun. CS2 is much better. It is. It is. It is. I want to make a couple of industrial areas, and then we can talk about some of the things. And I lost. First of all, one of the things I said I was going to do that I haven't done yet. If you want to share a JSON, go into your playsets, click on the playset that you want to share, and then click Share Playset. It'll open up in this folder. There's your JSON. Take this and share it with someone. If they want to open up and create their own playset using your JSON, click Add Playset, drag the JSON in here, and boom, you got a brand new playset that will create. I shouldn't have done that because now I got a second playset named Platter. But you guys get the point. That's how you do it. Oh no. Oh no. We're just going to ignore that. You missed the big moment. We went through your asset. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I loved it. Love it. I'll turn it into a video. Someone who lived in Bayonne for a bit. The last Magnolia episode was pretty fun to watch. I love to hear that. First background. I had no idea. As I was looking, I was just like, what is a good analog? And it seemed like it was perfect. I don't know that I pulled it off necessarily, but it seemed like it was a good analog. So I'm curious to know, you guys, you thought it was sad that I didn't put in the skate park under the bridge? Well, listen, there's the first background. I've got so many changes to make. The number one thing that people said over and over and over again is there's no boat launch, which true. No bathrooms. The boats, navigating with the boats would be a marriage wrecking adventure where you would likely take out your fancy boat and hit another one, and then your wife would divorce you or your husband would. You want ASMR? We can do that. What else? Not enough parking by the soccer fields and basketball. Not enough parking. Need more. Need ploppable cars by the marina. And I think the marinas are supposed to work, so I don't know why it didn't. I didn't address that in the video. I actually deleted my comments. Needs more bike paths. A lot of people said that they wanted the multi-use, or that the bike path to be a multi-use path. And then I saw someone on Reddit saying that you can actually draw a bike path on top of a pedestrian path and have it simulate that look of being a bike path, or of being of having bikes on a ped path. So I think I want to try it. It also sounds super dangerous. So yeah, we'll see. But guys, what do you think about this? Going through assets like this during the stream. Next time you guys would be able to contribute more. Unless, of course, you reach me before the stream. It's a great way to do it. Bill, thank you for the reset. 22 months. BOAT is an acronym for bring out another 1,000. You say yes? Do more? It's cool? Great fun. The live recording stuff is also a ton of fun. It's a mess, but you love it actually. I think City Hall. Wouldn't have thought of it without City Hall. So very cool. Baseball stadium. I almost threw in DM Scorpio's Oracle Park, but I'm gonna be featuring that soon anyway. So we're not missing out there. No rigging this poll, but go vote. Ooh, I like it. Thank you, Vanglorious. Appreciate you, man. And I just want to say I missed you guys. It was as much fun as it was streaming with the Anno devs. It's a different experience. I couldn't see chat. Didn't like it. Thank you, Steve. You stay safe too. It's wild times. Any other CS grads feeling screwed by the job market this spring? I mean, there's a lot going on with the job market. I can only imagine if you're a computer scientist, though, how that must feel. What city is this? That's a good question. I guess I should introduce like the normal thing that we do. This is Coos Bay, which is built on the Coos Bay map by Poplar Ponderosa. This is stream. Well, technically it's stream 8. The last time, okay, I don't even know. I've shared the entire adventure of what we did. Last stream where I tried to pull this up, my streaming PC was having all sorts of issues. I didn't plug a power cable in on the inside. So my USB was not getting enough power, which is why everything was screwed up. Then I gave up basically, and my gaming PC just turned off. And I was like, that's unusual. Can't turn it back on. Don't know why. My power supply died live on stream. But I just took the whole computer home, and I have a very similar computer at home. And I said, I'll just test my power supply. That's one of the reasons why I have two of them. One is my home computer. This one's the one in the studio. I took the power supply out, put it in here, fired right up. Great. Power supply's dead. No problem. Then I made the mistake of taking the power supply, the bad one, and putting it in my known working machine. That fried my processor. And I didn't realize it was the processor until I went through everything else. I don't know why it fried the processor, but it fried the processor. So I went from having one computer that I didn't plug the USB in to another computer that had a bad power supply, and a second one that I ended up frying the processor on. So it was a very stressful and expensive adventure. So first of all, I appreciate all your support. I appreciate you guys not yelling at me for putting ads in videos, because it makes it much easier for me to pay for that stuff. And I appreciate that you guys have not yelled at me for not putting out as much content, because between the travel and the computer issues, it's been a harrowing little while. It sucked. If I'm being honest with you, I love building computers. I don't love troubleshooting them. It's not fun. Not fun. Yeah. And when you know it's your own fault, when you fried your computer, just sucks. Just sucks. So yeah, it is what it is. But everything's working again. Took a while. And a huge shout out to Best Buy for actually having stuff in stock and helpful employees. Whoa. Lulu House. You're gonna get the subs over on YouTube. Appreciate you. That's super generous of you. And 10 gifted subs is super generous. I appreciate you. Lenny, thank you for giving away the three mugs. It's super generous of you. Appreciate you. Can we get a link to Canadian Moose GoFundMe during his challenging time? I can do one better. Why would I link to Canadian Moose if I could just raid Canadian Moose on the way out? If you guys haven't heard, Canadian Moose is moving back to Kamloops. So he's having a fundraising stream. So that's where we will raid today. I have already been planning on that. And then I will contribute as well. I will contribute. Mr. Recon, thank you so much for the 43 months. 43 months being an associate planner on YouTube is crazy. Crazy. Bill Thursday, thank you for 22 months over here on Twitch. Forrest Builds More, thank you for 6 months of tier 1. That's super generous of you. Paulo, thank you for 20 months being associate planner on YouTube. Steve, thank you for a year over being a planning director over on YouTube. It has been a year. Holy heck. Been a blast. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Fellow Wisconsinite. Cheers. Canadian Moose is a great guy. Turtle, thank you for the Prime. A Pagan Scorpio, thank you for 11 months of Prime. Katrina, thank you for 20 months of tier 2. That's super generous of you. Appreciate you. Greg, thank you for 27 months of tier 1. That's wild. Xavier, thank you for the 23 months of Prime. Mr. Dooney, thank you for 5 gifted subs over on YouTube. And for becoming an associate member yourself. Appreciate you. Wasabis. I'm probably screwing that up. And I apologize if I am, but thank you for the Prime. Raven, thank you for 14 months. Wacky Pie, thank you for 10 gifted subs. Quavo, thank you for the Prime. The Planks, thank you for 17 months. Marcus, thank you for the super chat. Hopefully all is well in London. Max, thank you for the associate, becoming associate planner, or for 14 months of being associate planner. Yay. Love a little live stream on Friday. Appreciate you for being here. Has, you hope me and the family are okay after the move and the tornadoes. Also, the Illuminati is monitoring for quality and training purposes, aka the Filluminati, aka Philip with 2 L's. Philip with 2 L's is back. I need to talk to Medora. I got an idea for Philip with 2 L's. Medora's already working on something though, and almost done. And it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. But I have to reach out again. Golden Star, thank you for 4 months of being associate planner. Hope me and the family are safe. We're gonna be in our basement, hunkering down with the pooches. Arston, thank you for the Prime. High Power Beaver, thank you for the super chat. We will hopefully that mod showcase helped a little bit with the transportation planning issues. Cord, thank you for 23 months of tier 1. Mississippi Mikey, thank you for 5 months of tier 1. And Mick Fuddlebutt, thank you again for 16 months of Prime. You guys are amazing. Appreciate you guys. Philip never left, but they should have had more Philip with 2 L's in Cities 2. Uncle Ron is playing CS2 as well. Awesome. Philip's a grumpy old man. I am a grumpy old man too. So maybe I am Philip with 2 L's. Although I will say one thing that's made things much better about this new studio is I'm able to bring in the dogs. So I bring in 1 dog a day now. Banjo. Banjo. Come here, Banjo. Come here, puppy. So we'll always have a helper here. Hold on. He doesn't care. What don't I care about? Hey, Banjo, you care. Come here. So there's always going to be a helper here. Whether or not he wants to be here, he'll just hang out. So he's my little buddy. I get Banjo or I get Lady with either every day. You can't read Banjo, but they're all saying hello. Every last one of them. He also hates being held. That's why he looks like this. He's a friendly dog, but he doesn't like to cuddle. So he starfishes. Yeah. Anyway, Banjo's here with me. We eat beef sticks together. Have a good time. What is he? He's a red healer. So if you've ever watched Bluey, he's like that. Get Phil a sponsor for Banjo. We had one. Farmer's dog. Can't do any better than that. Also, the camera doesn't know what to focus on, me or Banjo. So yeah, so cute. He is. He really is. All right, Banjo, I'll let you go. Let's actually play. Banjo will just hang out in the background. Build a dog park. Well, actually, that is fair. I can't show you guys Banjo and then not build a dog park for him. I wanted the big one. Dog activity park. Let's see. I think that we will place this in this little uncomfortable spot here at the corner of the hill. Near the hillside. That'll be perfect. You want a Banjo stream? I mean, I tell you what. Okay, hold on. So this thing got discontinued. Cam Link Pro. But with all of my USB issues, I thought that maybe having my camera inside of the PC would be helpful. And it's going to help me with something else that I'm working on. But I can get 2, 3, 4 cameras now linked up. So yeah, we are going to we could do a Banjo cam. We could do a Banjo cam. It'll be fun. Developer Dan, thank you for the super chat. Buy that good boy some treats. Your new manager looks hard at work. Hoping this economy enough for the treats. Yes. Every day those treats get more expensive. I was closely monitoring that as we were before Stockholm. So I was like, oh my goodness. The inflation rate is not working out in my favor. It's not happy about it. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. We'll get Banjo some treats. Boat equals bankruptcy on a trailer. So I love boats, but I've never been, I've never owned a boat. But if you guys know anything about Madison, we have a big sailboat culture here. People love sailboats. So there's at one point where it's like, maybe someday I just need to fully embrace Madison and become a sailboat guy. And my wife was like, I've not had her be so against something ever as she was against like getting any kind of boat. She was like, they're just terrible. Like if you want to go on a boat, find a friend with a boat, use their boat. You don't need your own boat. You know what's better than owning a boat? Having a friend that owns a boat. And I've got friends who own a boat. Yacht for 2 million subs. You can't go the full LTT. Yacht stream, the gamer's yacht. Oh my gosh. Did you guys see that? I love LTT. I do not understand the gamer plane. Don't get it. Yeah, the LTT plane. And the amount of cope and justification in this is actually it's technically free. No, it's not. This will save us money. It's save us money relative to flying first class. Correct. I actually, when I went to Germany, I upgraded my flight. Because I didn't pay for the ticket. So I said, you know what? If I can get the upgrade for under $300, I will do it. First class was $8,000 to upgrade. You get to sleep in it though. $8,000. You could lay flat. And on a 9.5-hour flight, I guess if you like to light your money on fire, that's a thing you could do. But they had Premier Plus. That was $600. Unless you bought points. Yeah, $8,000. But if you bought points, so if you bought frequent flyer miles, they were half off. So I bought frequent flyer miles and upgraded my seat. I got to tell you guys, I don't know that I could ever sit in a normal seat again. That's the only thing. If Linus wanted to convince me that sitting in the Premier Plus for United was worth it, I will tell you it is. I got bougie. I did. You know what they give you? They let you check your luggage for free because you already paid for it. Yeah, United. It was the best flight experience I've ever had in my life. No longer a man of the people. Now I'm a man of the Premier Plus. So they give you a better blanket. They give you a chair that's 4 inches wider and it reclines back a little bit further. And they give you unlimited alcohol if that's something you're interested in. I didn't want to drink unlimited alcohol, but I did have. They give you a little bottle of wine, and I had a bottle of red wine with a nice salad, and then I went to sleep, and I was able to lean back, and I didn't. It doesn't. When your person in front of you leans back, it doesn't like crouch you at all. Like it was amazing. So if you ever think that you can't afford it, look at buying points. That's the moral of that story. Look and see. Unlimited alcohol, better snacks, better food. That's the other thing. The food was amazing. And they gave it to you on glass, like a glassware. It was weird. The whole experience. It was like, well, if you guys know how to do this, why don't you do it for everybody? Because I didn't know you guys do this. When we went to Stockholm, it was cramped and unhappy, and the kids were very unhappy about the accommodations. And then here I am by myself, feeling like a big old jerk as I enjoy my big chair. It was great. Highly recommend. You get so turned. I mean, I had to keep in mind that it was a work trip. So I feel like if I go and get turned and then I show up at the Ubisoft offices and I'm just wasted. Hey guys, they had unlimited wine, so I drank all of them. It's not a good idea. You flew British first class in 2027, London to Cape Town because of flight cancellation. Still couldn't sleep properly. Oh my goodness. So British is what I flew to Stockholm, and it was nice, but like the food was really good. I thought that the food was awesome. The big thing though is like the seats were so uncomfortable, and I got it. My back just was killing me. Like just when I got into Stockholm, I'm old now, and I don't always feel old, but like when you get back pain and you don't know why it's there and you just can't get rid of it, that's when you feel old. Like there it is. That's what I was experiencing there. And a big part of it was the seating. Virgin Cook, to be honest, like Virgin Atlantic, is that what you're talking about? American isn't that bad. I had a fine experience in all the airlines recently. I now have no airlines that I'm unhappy with. I mean, United even managed to lose my luggage on the way home, but I loved my chair so much, and I had such a great experience. I didn't even care. Like I got back to Madison and my luggage wasn't here. I was like, I don't care. I had a great time. The flight was as much a part of the experience as anything else. It was wonderful. Frontier. Okay. Frontier sucks, but also Frontier. When I lived in Denver, I took a Frontier flight. I had a friend, I was much younger. One of my best friends in the world was in Las Vegas, and I lived in Denver, and he said he was 3 sheets to the wind, and he calls me at 11 o'clock at night, and he goes, "Hey, you're in Denver. That's not very far from Las Vegas. Why don't you come and hang out?" And I go, "Yeah, no, Denver's actually a long ways from Las Vegas." And he goes, well, fly here. And I go, well, that's unreasonable. So I look, and there is a round trip flight on Frontier for $24 with tax. $24. So I look at my wife, and she's passed out, and she was my fiance at that point. And I go, hey, honey, you mind if I go to Las Vegas and hang out with Ryan? And she looks at me and she goes, what? And it's like, I found a flight for $24. It's going to cost me more to park at DIA than it will to fly there. And she goes, whatever. So I went and hung out with my buddy who I hadn't seen in a while in Las Vegas. $24, layered some clothes, slept on the couch, had a great trip. It was awesome. I loved it. So as much as Frontier sucks and Spirit's terrible, sometimes when you just want to get somewhere and you don't care how it happens, I mean, they'll get you there. And it won't be expensive. You also won't have a good time. That's okay. Yeah, she is my wife is not a Las Vegas person at all. So she was happy to not be invited and to not have to deal with it. She's gone once with me, and it was a dramatically different trip. Love my wife. I don't like we don't really drink together necessarily. We don't hang out like that. We like gaming together. It's different. We do different things. Vegas sucks. I don't like listen, I'm old now, so I don't like it like I used to. But when you're 25 and you have no money, but you can go to Vegas and have a real weird time for just a little bit of money, you do it. It was a meeting place in the middle of where we were at that time. So I enjoyed it. I haven't been back. I can't think. When's the last time I went to Vegas? Last time I went to Vegas, I was with my in-laws. And that was a real weird trip. I love my in-laws, but I'm not in Vegas. It was weird. I don't know why it was a family vacation in Las Vegas without the kids. And I feel like I had a weird, that's when my father-in-law realized I don't have a poker face, as we all played poker, and I was bad at it and not concealing anything. It's bad. So yeah. Vegas is reportedly dying, but that's to be expected as a recession is pending. I've heard that Vegas isn't dying. What I've heard is Vegas is dying for common people. Vegas doesn't care about you or me. Vegas cares about multimillionaires, multi-billionaires who can afford to go to the high roller club and throw down, $50,000 on poker, which sucks. That's not what Vegas was. But I think there's a whole lot of the global economy that is catering to that. Vegas local here, rate your layout. Terrible. Utilitarian. I do not enjoy being in Las Vegas from a layout standpoint. Way too wide of roads, way over engineered, way prioritizes cars over people. Yeah, but I mean, that's to be expected. Are the hotels expensive? Now they are. They weren't before. I mean, I remember going to Circus and spending no money and having a fine time. I think Circus is still there, so I guess you could still do that. It's just different. I remember going to the Flamingo and that being fine too. They have monorail? They do have monorail. They do. And And the thing about Vegas is Vegas. If you think of Vegas as having planning for a theme park, and the city of Las Vegas, I'm not being fair there. I don't really know a lot. Like, Old Vegas is different than the Strip, and the Strip is not really Las Vegas. It's Paradise, which is an unincorporated town. So it's a little bit disingenuous of me to just like, and a little bit rude to just say, paint all of Vegas in the same way, because it's not fair. So anyway, Vegas is fine. But yeah, I think that the planning is way too auto-oriented. Way too auto-oriented for my likes, my liking. City of Las Vegas. Vegas is nice away from the Strip and downtown. Yeah, I mean, down like, but even I am more of a downtown Vegas person than a Strip person. I'm not fancy, and I feel like if you are a Strip person, you're a fancy person. I'm not that fancy. Speaking of not fancy, I don't have fences because I don't have extra detailing. It's going to drive me crazy. Next time, guys, I need you to remind me to get that before we jump in. This makes me not even want to play. If you're a Strip person, drinking a Warsteiner Pilsner over here, not fancy. I'm just drinking a local sour that is incredibly sour. Nothing fancy. Fremont Street for the win. Yeah, I would rather spend my time on Fremont any day of the week. And get a big old buffet. That's the other thing. I mean, that's the kind of Vegas person that I am. I just kind of want to go and like hit up a buffet, stand by a slot machine and like get free drinks and like not actually gamble. I don't really like gambling. The only thing I like to do is I like roulette. I like the games where like there's no skill at all. But yeah. You're the kind of Vegas person who would never intentionally enter the city? The people watching is a lot of fun. You do walk a lot while you're there. There's a lot of over the top stuff. And for me, it was just like a midpoint where a whole bunch of my friends could easily get there because the flights are cheap. Or at least they used to be. I don't know if they still are. Las Vegas transit system, RTC, has crazy good bus ridership. I'm not surprised. The last time I went, I took the bus. I can't even remember why. But it's one of the few times I've ridden transit with my father-in-law. And it seemed like it was the buses were quick and reliable. I can't remember what we did. We left the Strip because we were at Mandalay Bay and ended up going somewhere. Yeah. You went to Vegas for 2 weeks last year looking at a plane for a company. Was that company Linus Media Group? Were you helping Linus with the plane? But you could still visit Hoover. How disappointed would you be in me if I told you that I'd never visited the Hoover Dam? I lived in Southern California. I've been to Vegas probably a half dozen times. I've been to Phoenix a few times. Never, for whatever reason, I've just never been to the Hoover Dam. I regret it. Need to go. You haven't watched Linus since he built your PC 2 years ago? Listen, I love LTT. I love Linus. I got my backpack right here. I bring it every day. It's the best backpack I've ever owned. I'm still gonna make fun of the plane. That was so stupid. Hoover Dam and Glen Canyon are ecological disasters. Why? Okay, I hear what you're saying. Here's where I get really conflicted about that. We're gonna make power. If we're gonna make power, how would you prefer that we do it? And also, I mean, you're using power right now. So like, you know, we're all sitting here together using a bunch of power to do something that like we enjoy, but we're not solving all the world's problems right now. So if we're going to create power, we could burn stuff, or we could harness the power of a river. Maybe it's not great for a variety of reasons, but also we have to measure the harms. That's why every time I hear someone say, don't drive an EV because the batteries are bad for the environment. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, the battery, we need to figure that out. But also, it's not nearly as bad as an ICE vehicle. Like, and this isn't just like my opinion, it's like quantifiable. So I don't know, it's tough. Lithium ion batteries are also recyclable. You think they're high capacity when recycled? Yeah. There's a whole variety of reasons why it's not that. Like, it's not great. They're not, I'm not gonna tell you that they're perfect, but they're not as bad. You think hydrogen's the future? Man, when I lived in Los Angeles, I lived not too far away from a gas station that had hydrogen. And I remember seeing, I think it was British Petroleum, with something that said hydrogen's the future. And then you'd see no cars. And it very well might be, but it's also, you need to have that critical mass of people feel comfortable with it. I think it's solid state EV batteries. That's what I think. That's what I think we're going. I think when you get an EV battery that can charge to 1,000 miles, no one's gonna, like, then you're not even gonna need public charging anymore. It's not gonna matter as much. Fuel cells plus electric motors, yeah, that would also work. Hydrogen generation that on site that charges batteries, I could also see that. But I don't think it's going to be hydrogen vehicles. I don't think that. I think that there was an opportunity for that to become the way, and it didn't. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't really know. Hey, Phil. Hey, guys. 1989. Martin, welcome on in. Problem with hydrogen is storing it, especially in aircraft. Yeah, I think that was the big thing. Storage is challenging. It's incredibly flammable. Not to say that lithium isn't, but it's a different kind of risk, and one that I think a lot of people are less comfortable with. Consider Lake Mead and Lake Powell on both critically low and risk losing generative capacity. I mean, that's true. Those, but here's the bigger question there. I mean, this all comes back to the history of water rights in the West Coast, of which that's a rich topic. If you're unaware, when you get west of the Mississippi River in the U.S., so where I live right now, so in this building, I have the rights to any water below me. So if I wanted to add a well, I can add a well and just pump the water. If I want to put out a rain barrel and collect all the rainwater and all the hail that we're about to experience, I can do that. I have a rain barrel at home. I don't have to ask for permission. I bought it from the county, actually. The county sells rain barrels. When you get west of the Mississippi, it changes because of the droughts that they experience out there. And as a result, water rights are severed from property rights. So when I owned my condo in Denver, I did not have water rights. So I could not put out a rain barrel. I could not tap the ground with a well. In fact, Denver, the city of Denver, didn't even have water rights for everything. So to be able to get water rights, they purchased Winter Park. The reason why the city of Denver owns Winter Park is not because they wanted to have a cool ski adventure. It was because they wanted water. And the only way to get the water rights was to purchase Winter Park. So anyway, that is the way it is out west. Water rights are separate. Unfortunately, in places like Nevada, Colorado, California, Arizona, a variety of these places, with the Colorado River, when they were divvying up water rights, the U.S. federal government took a look at a really wet period of time and divided up the water in between all these places, and then created rules that said, okay, here's the amount of water that you have available to you. You will have this water so long as you use it. And here's how much you can have. Now, unfortunately, the amount of water that was available at that point in time was unreasonably high. It's not like it was like a once in 100 years situation when they divvied up the rights. So now there's more water divided up between all these places than actually exists. And because no one wants to lose their ability to grow, not Nevada, not Colorado, not Arizona, not New Mexico, not California, they're all using their water, even if it doesn't make any damn sense. So that's why you have alfalfa being grown in the desert in Arizona, because Arizona would rather preserve their water rights than to lose them. So they're going to use them to grow alfalfa in the desert. So reasonably, this is why there have been discussions about diverting water from the Great Lakes to Arizona and the Southwest, and diverting the Mississippi and having a big canal. I don't know that it'll ever actually happen, because water rights is just fundamentally different in the western part of the U.S. than the eastern part. Plus, we'll take out our pitchforks here and not allow it. I mean, even penetrating the Great Lakes basin is a pretty controversial thing. But it's why that's happening, because none of these states want to give up their rights, rightfully so. I get why you wouldn't want to. And also, there's not enough water, and it's just simply impossible for there to be enough. It sucks. It sucks. But it's also why there are places like Las Vegas, which you might not realize this. Las Vegas is one of the most sustainable places in the U.S. from a water use standpoint. They get it. The city of Las Vegas proper, it has one of the most progressive outlooks for water use and one of the best programs for managing it out of anywhere in the world. Las Vegas is a pioneer because they've been forced to be. So, yeah. You legally cannot lose your water rights in Arizona. You lethally, yeah. I was gonna say you legally can, but you lethally cannot. Yeah, I mean, it is a concern, and especially these are some of the fastest growing places. I think it's going to stop at some point, because at a certain point, that growth has gone unchecked. Because growth is a bit of a Ponzi scheme. If we're being honest with ourselves, the way that it has happened, it's become a Ponzi scheme. It has to stop at some point, and it will when there's not enough water. That's the brake stops. The buck stops there. You don't have enough water, you can't grow. I like being where I'm at right now because when I go to turn on the faucet, I can get a glass of water. You know what I mean? That matters. That's when it'll stop. Tell that to Vegas? Well, Vegas is doing a good job, though. It is capitalism, but it's also the way that we funded everything. By the way, this looks terrible. I hate what I've done here. As I'm talking, I hate this. We're gonna do something better. But yeah, it's a problem. You love Utah, but you need to be more responsible. Well, you need to be incentivized to be more responsible, and that's the other thing. You know, I think a lot of times, rather than thinking about carrots, government likes to think about sticks. And we'll give you a penalty. You know, like in Denver, we had our water police. Water police are going to come after you. Well, rather than punishing you, why don't we reward you for doing the right things? Or, you know, in Denver, when there's a water shortage, like there is right now, if you were to go to the restaurant, rather than them bringing you out a glass of water, you got to ask for it. You know, like those are small things that have a big impact, you know? So I think that stuff like that matters too. You love water? I mean, that makes sense. I love water too. I also live in a place where we don't know what to do with this stuff. There's so much of it. we have such an unreasonable amount of water that, you know, I've worked on projects where they're like, okay, we need to put a big pit in the ground so that the water doesn't take over. It's going to be 20 feet deep. And it's going to be where we hide the water because we got so much of it. So it's different places are just so different, you know? And I'm a philosopher. You can tell. You have family in the North Shore and haven't heard about any water bans? You've heard of ideas being floated to extend the California aqueduct into Northern California? I mean, California is in a weird spot right now, though. Don't you guys have like more water at this point than you know what to do with? Like you guys went from having like a historic flood to like next level excess rain. Reservoirs at flood stage. Wild changes, wild swings. Obviously, you just need to start watering your plants with the Rondo. You're gonna kill all your plants. Is that what I hear? Is there any way to replenish aquifers through more direct means from oversaturated areas to wilder areas or to the wider area? So with the excess water in Minnesota, can you help fill aquifers? I will. I don't know. I wish that my wife was here. She's not far from here. Hold on. My wife is a biologist. And she went to grad school for conservation. That's why I have the YouTube channel. Is there any way to manually refill an aquifer? She just thinks I'm cringe because I send stupid stuff all the time. Caught the first live stream, and it's going to be a shorter one than usual, mostly because we are going to once again be devastated by hail. But in the meantime, we're having a good time. We're just talking, hanging out. Aquifers take millions of years to fill in. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, I don't think there is, but I'll ask my wife. Certainly not my area of expertise. She would know. Ask my wife for ChatGPT. Well, ChatGPT would just say, yes, Phil, I think you personally have the power to refill aquifers. All you have to do is put your mind to it, because you can do anything you want to do. I think that you have the power. And it would just glaze me for a while. Tell me I'm amazing at everything. And then eventually I would learn nothing and probably give you guys crappy information. So yeah. Don't ask things to the line machines. Oh, so I said I was going to talk about that other game, and I never did. Because that was part of it. Talking about, I wanted to talk about their use of AI, and like how I have very mixed responses to it, mixed emotions. They're very clearly using it, potentially, allegedly, but it's also like widely accepted there. It makes it weird. Which these industrial assets, these are from Yorsky's generic industrial assets. And when you look for them, it's Joe's industrial assets. So not only do we have okay, this one right here. What happened? I don't know what happened. Who's controlling my computer? That wasn't me. Did I hit? No. The deck's a long ways away from me. And I don't have any, so I changed it. I redid this, and I don't have any buttons to change it. So I must have found a shortcut on my keyboard. It wasn't you? Vainglorious. You have the power now. It was you. Okay, well, either way, I wanted to hide you guys for a moment. Because what I was saying, I wanted to hide from you guys for a moment. Because what I was saying is one of the assets I was looking at is actually very similar to a project that I worked on. And I kind of want to, I'll show you guys in a second. Okay. So out here, Park 151. Very intimately familiar with this place. I worked in Sun Prairie as one of their city planners. Actually, when I started the YouTube channel, that's what I was doing. This was my handiwork. Me and one of the engineers in Sun Prairie designed the end of the line BRT station right here. And I personally had the opportunity to contact the company to get the bus stop shelter and choose the bike racks and then get the bathroom. It was a very interesting process. And then doing the negotiations to get the parcel and convincing the city that it was a good idea to just give us the parcel, which was a really tough sell. And then coming up, there's actually a plan to expand this in the future if needed. This is end of line for BRT, so you could get on here and then ride anywhere in Madison. So anyway, this is an area because of that. I'm very familiar with it. Yeah, bus rapid transit, but BRT bus rapid transit. It started out as just a commuter bus. When I got to Sun Prairie, there was never a bus service there. They had a shared ride taxi. And one of the reasons I wanted the job is it seemed like there was a lot of momentum to bring transit there. So we went from there being no fixed route transit to me going to Costco and Cabela's and Target and Walmart and where else? Patio Warehouse, which I learned was actually a shell company for this Chinese company that just basically like has like 2 employees there. Asking all these places, hey, how would you feel about hosting a park and ride? And they were all like, yeah, that's great. And that's how we ended up with this. But anyway, when I first started working in this city, there was basically nothing over here. And I worked on the plans for all of these industrial sites. Not personally designing, but like going through the development review process. So all of these are brand new. It's like a Home Depot distribution center. This is like a science, like technology sort of company. It's all the sort of Milwaukee Tool. It's all light industrial. So all of this is brand new within the last 7 years. And then worked on some stuff out here as well. Some other industrial stuff. So the reason I point this out is that it almost seems like we could take this building right here and create Sandematic out of it. Which would be pretty cool. Why don't city planners make the roads a bit bigger if they are warehouses? 58-foot tall trailers suck to drive in those. Well, do you want to know that? Do you want me to just be honest about it? There is a zoning code, and the zoning code specified what this sort of road should look like if it were going to have freight traffic. And the developer is going to follow that to a T. So they did. I remember speaking with this specific site about the rear access here. This is where the semis come in, and talking about, the flow of traffic through this site and wanting to make sure. There were some industrial sites that were submitted where you'd have the semi traffic mixing with the general purpose parking. And we had discussions about sites like that. But when they come in like this, and it seems like it's rational and it fits within the zoning code, it's really hard to ask for much of anything else. They're following the rules. The zoning code has illustrations about the radiuses that are required and the visibility. And if they're meeting those, I'm not the planning czar. I can't say no. I can recommend against it, but then they're going to say, well, why? Because I don't like it. Like, that's not going to work. Like, the only way to change that would be to modify the zoning code. And that's a difficult one to initiate. So that's the honest answer right there. Engineering led that. It's in the zoning code. They followed the rules. I can't request more. The codes, but it's stupid. Listen, there's a lot in the zoning code that's stupid. So I agree. I mean, that's like in Madison when the code was modified to make basically make certain 10-unit apartments available by right. But then the zoning category that it was allowed in was narrowed so considerably that there's like 3 spots where it's actually possible. But you can beat your chest and say, now there are 10-unit apartments that are available by right. Just nowhere. That's all. Yeah. The age-old reason for quite a lot. We did what we legally have and nothing much more. Yeah. I mean, that's as much as. I mean, it sucks. I mean, that is the truth of the matter. And the other thing about that is you want development to be orderly and predictable. If you buy this chunk of land and it's zoned for industrial and you follow the rules, you should be able to build a thing that is allowable. Like, you don't want the city changing the rules on you. And we don't want it to look like this. Like, this sucks. You know, this is real bad. And clearly, you know, like, this isn't good. This is nothing compared to, check out this. So the old industrial, Linnerud, let's see, where is that? This was the problem street. I mean, the last thing you want is this. I don't know how much of my time was dedicated to this road, and the uses on here that could create all sorts of issues, block things up. The city owned a bunch of property on here. You get users in here that are incompatible, or don't let the city know that they're coming in, and then they have uses that are not allowed. And then it's me knocking on a door going, hey, you're actually not allowed to do that thing that you put out. You took out a 5-year lease for this space. You're not allowed to do that. And if you want to do that, there's ways that you can do it, but you need to screen it. Oh my God. I don't miss that at all. Like, some of those conversations were really hard. Would I ever re-enter planning? I don't think I can. I would have to move. I'm too well known. That's the dark side of YouTube. If I were to do anything, it would probably be, I really want to run for city council someday. That's what I'll end up doing. But yeah, I was a distraction. That's why I stopped doing it. So yeah, I love planning. Like, as a profession, I would highly recommend it to anyone. I'd also recommend that if you want to be public facing, you might not want to start a YouTube channel. You're not brave enough for politics? I would not want to do anything beyond local, but local politics is where you get the things that influence, the things that you actually encounter on a day-to-day basis. You can change the way your community looks. It's crazy, you know? I remember this. Oh my goodness. This property right here, the number of conversations I had. By the zoning code, if the uses change, they're supposed to pave it. God, oh my God, it's still not paved. Yeah, it was supposed to be paved and lit. And you're supposed to, it was just, and you got the train tracks right here. There was supposed to be separation, all these sorts of things. And I just remember having this conversation about 100 times as the uses changed. Apparently they gave up. Understandably. It was a mess. You agree local politics are far more sensible and flexible than any other level? Well, I don't know about that. Let's talk about not sensible. You see this building right here? This building right here, there were discussions about the color of the pavement on this building that went on for years. Not the pavement, the brick. The color of the brick. And whether it architecturally held up with the rest of the buildings that surround it. And whether there was enough variation in the different fronts. This was the Urban Design Commission that kicked this building back. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be this guy, but this is just a random apartment building that no one gives two about. It's just a building. It's just a building, and it's housing. It's housing that we desperately need. And if we are not going to approve housing when it comes through and looks nice, then what are we doing? Like, why is the Urban Design Commission holding up housing? A developer comes in with the money to build housing, and rather than just letting them build it, it didn't really change. The colors changed slightly. It cost them a ton more. So they made the building fancier. They made all the apartments more expensive. But all because we wanted to make sure that the urban design fit a certain character. Another example of stupidity. And I'm sorry, we're not really playing games anymore, are we? Now I'm just ranting again. I remember this is a very nice looking Target, if you care about that. This is much nicer than the Target on East Town. But holding Target's feet to the fire about the amount of brick on the front and the amount of glass. And let's see if I can get closer to this. Let's see if I can get closer to this. Yeah, we got Target to do some things. Cool. Looks like multiple buildings. I don't know. This is a waste of time. It's a waste of time and money, in my opinion. This is the kind of thing that makes people feel better, but it doesn't actually improve the community. And staff hours were wasted on this. Target wasted a bunch of money on this that could have been spent on paying their employees better or providing cheaper products to people, or potentially maybe they would have been more likely to allow us to have a park and ride in here if we weren't holding their feet to the fire, making sure that they've got enough windows right here and that we have enough relief and different elevations in the front of the building, you know? So yeah, Target looks cool, but was that worth it? And is it that much better than the Target where the feet wasn't held to the fire? Is it that much better than this Target that didn't have the same requirements, where Target just built what they wanted? Is it that much better? I don't know. To me, it's a waste of time. Anyway, I apologize. Yeah. And honestly, if we're comparing Targets, we already got the best one. I'm not even a West Sider, but I'll admit that this is the best Target. It's got structured parking. It's just a much better land use. It's got access to the BRT system. And it's the best looking one. And Target wanted to do this. So sometimes you got to let the market do what the market wants to do. And you have supportive zoning policies that establish the kinds of land use that you want to have. And then you kind of just let the development community work within that framework. You set a fair playing field, and you say that this is what we want, and then you don't dictate. You know, honestly, you just let the development community do the things that they want to do. So yeah, gotta get some urban Targets. Yeah, this is very nice. This is much nicer, much nicer. But it's only like this because rather than saying, well, I don't know that I like the color of the brick, you just said, I want to have more density here. You don't have, if you want to place a target, it can't be a sprawling target. We're not going to allow you to have a big sprawling parking field. You have to do this. And the funny thing is that target leads to more dense development. When I used to work over here, when it was Wisdot, and look at the types of development that are springing up in this location with proper zoning policy and a clear vision for the kinds of uses that you want to have, plus supportive transportation policy. You build BRT right next to it. When you make good planning decisions and you focus on the smart things, density, setbacks, heights, the general character and not the color of bricks, parking maximums, not minimums, you end up with development that you want. I don't know. It's not rocket science. Yeah, this is awesome. This is an awesome development. Awesome, the whole area. When I worked here, this whole area, it was one big ugly building and a sea of parking, and it's completely transformed with positive development policy. You just joined the stream. You missed. Ignore me. Tell us about the daily series in CS2 and planning. I am going to just spend an hour and a half, 2 hours recording a video with one clear topic in mind, and I will edit it immediately, and then I will respond to comments immediately and take the comments and incorporate them into the next episode. It's going to be a daily thing. I'm probably not going to do weekends just so that I have a little bit of a breather, but I might go a little bit longer than that because of that. So it'll be a 5-day-a-week thing. Monday through Friday, there will be a video. So yeah. Yeah, we were ranking targets in Madison. And I guess we didn't even get to the big dog. We could have went to like the super target in Fitchburg. Literally a super target in Fitchburg. If you're into it, it is funny. I mean, this is a good demonstration though. Like, these are all of these are in the same area. All of these are in the same area. If you want your community to look a certain way, Target will build the target that you want. If you want to build a silly target with lots of fake doors and a bunch of stupid brick, they'll do it. If you want to build an urban target, only allow that. Yeah, super target. If you want to allow the biggest target in the entire county, then just allow Target to do whatever Target wants to do, and they will build the biggest, most ridiculous target in the world. They will happily do this. Like, that's why I've harped on this, and I will continue to harp on this for as long as I have the channel. If you want your community to look a certain way, run for office, change the zoning code. This is a zoning code. But when you talk about a zoning code, the zoning code is not this. It's not this thing that doesn't matter. It's not a crazy black box. The zoning code is this: you allow for this, and Target will build this. You don't allow for this, but you still have demand for a target in your community. Target will build what Target will build. They will build something. That's why on State Street there's demand for a Target. We're still talking targets. Where's the Target on State Street? Taco Bell Cantina. I think it's near that. Here it is. I've got no idea. I don't go on campus. I think it's over here. Maybe if I stand here. Anyway, There is an urban Target. Here, that is it. The former Under Armour. Yeah. When Target has constraints, they will build whatever they will build within those constraints. They just want to operate where it makes sense. So you'll get a different form if you dictate that. Dictate the form, not the materials. Allow Target to do what they want within their brand, but dictate that the form must fit the area. This doesn't have a gigantic sea of parking. There's no parking associated with this Target right here. It's a pedestrian-friendly Target. That's all that's allowed there. You have one on Michigan State's campus, kind of like this. It's so small. Well, yeah, but it's perfect for that area. Perfect for that area. Makes perfect sense. It is very cool. Very cool. We built nothing today. Give a form and they'll do the function. Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like that's where a lot of cities go wrong. They will get lost in the sauce trying to dictate the way that a developer should build their building. And I think that Madison is really guilty of that. I love Madison. Man, you guys, I live in such a beautiful city. Such a beautiful city. Like, this is a phenomenal place to live. We have excellent events. We have beautiful architecture, awesome people. When it's not hailing softballs, it has a pretty good climate. Yet we can even get lost in the sauce and do a lot of dumb stuff. And instead of allowing a developer to just appreciate architecture and make a cool building, we start to try to dictate the way architecture should look to us, and that's a problem. That's a problem. That's not the city's role. Too cold? You don't like this one? Or Madison's too cold. Madison's hotter than hell right now. I hate it. It is 1,000% humidity and like 80 degrees, and I hate it. It is a cool state capitol building. The only thing, my criticism of Madison, which will probably not a hot take that many Madisonians do not share this feeling. I think that we need to loosen up on the height restriction. I think that it is causing an affordability crisis. I think that the reason why we have problems are we don't allow more density. And if we loosened up, that would help a lot. But I would be just as in favor of not getting crazy about dictating urban design. That would also work. That is controversial, I know. We all love our Capitol view, and I do. I love it. So the reason we have the height restriction is because anywhere you go, the Capitol's on a hill, and you can straight up be right here and see the Capitol. You could see it anywhere. It's so cool. I'm not going to lie and say that it's not cool, but I do think that sometimes you've got to ask yourself what matters. You can see it from here too. This is a beer garden. You got to ask yourself what matters more: affordability for people, or preserving a cool view. That is the $1 million question. Literally, it's turning our homes into $1 million homes. You think toll is cool? You think toll is cool? You like toll booths? You hate density? Well, good news. There's lots of places that don't have density. But I feel like with a city, you've got to ask yourself, what is our priority? That's the real question. Yeah. I'm not saying that we should just block the Capitol, but I do think that at a certain point, like if you get over here, can we have a 20-story building by campus? Would that make sense? I think it might. The tallest we have is 15, and it's all because of the heights dictating that 15 works. It's not ideal. You could have protected views like I think that makes a ton more sense. Protect those views. Don't just restrict everywhere. St. Paul's Cathedral has the protected views. Yeah, protect certain view sheds for sure. Don't protect everything. Just make the Capitol taller, then increase the height restriction. That is some big brain thinking right there. And that is precisely why we need you to move to Madison and become the mayor. I think you'd actually have to become the governor. And I'm not sure. I mean, there have been a lot of controversial governors. Go for it. I love that. Hold on. It's been a minute. So Roger Kirk, thank you for the prime. Dow Guardian, thank you for the prime. Developer Dan again, thank you for the super chat. Tio, thank you for the 7 months of tier 1. Bloom, thank you for the 6 months of prime. Mr. Roger Games, over on YouTube, thank you for the super chat over there, or for the 5 get the subs rather. Boss Pat, thank you for the 11 prime. 11 months of prime. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you guys. Imagine raising it 10 meters in the air like they did for Louisiana. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. The AC just kicked on and I thought it was raining. Wisconsin has a Dem Gov right now and a conservative legislature. Yes, that's true. Wisconsin. Okay, I'm going to rant again. This is political kind of. So if you don't like it, that's okay. Wisconsin's politics are very divided, very purple. The governor and the legislature have not been able to spend money. We have a gigantic surplus. We have billions in the bank. Billions with a B. We just keep stocking money away. There are people who believe that, oh, maybe we should just give the money back to people, or we should just cut taxes. Just a one-time tax cut. What we actually need to do is give the money to cities because there are different classes of cities. And we've basically said, class 1 city, Milwaukee. So Milwaukee has its own set of rules about getting money from the state. So everyone pays in, but we pull out in different ways. Class 2 city is Madison. So we are a different class. So you could single out as the legislature, well, we like Milwaukee, we don't like Madison. So therefore, class 1 city gets a certain amount of funding for roads, a certain percentage of money for roads. So we will give certain amounts of state funding. So the way that funding works for transportation, for a variety of infrastructure, is locals have to have skin in the game. So they will give a certain percentage and the state will match that. Well, by separating out Madison and Milwaukee from class 3 cities, which are like, Green Bay, Appleton, Wausau, Eau Claire, La Crosse, and then class 4 cities, which are like, smaller communities. It means that you can say, you know what? We're gonna let Milwaukee, for their infrastructure, they need to match us 50%. Madison pisses us off, so they need to match us at 60%. And then we feel bad for Wausau, so they'll need to match us at 30%. So the tier 3 cities, we like them more. And then for the tier 4 cities, the villages, we'll chip in at 80. That's a bunch of whore. That's not right. That's not right at all. It doesn't make any sense that the legislature decides that certain areas deserve less, or that certain areas deserve more. I mean, reasonably, your cities need more because there is more people in a small area. But yes, MPS, MMSD, different local governments. Where it hits the bricks and where you actually see it here is we keep having local referendums in the cities where we ask people to raise money, a one-time referendum to inject money into the local government. And we'll say like please pass this referendum, tax yourself, raise your property taxes, because the state's not keeping up with inflation right now. So we can't continue to fund the things that we have, the police, the fire, road maintenance. We can't continue to do this at this level because the state is refusing to chip in at the same level. They're maintaining it at 3 years ago, and inflation's going up. So as a result, the city has to raise the money themselves. And at a certain point, people don't want to pay more in taxes. They're still paying the state more and more and more. The state can't spend the money because they can't agree on how to do it. And as a result, they're just sitting on a whole bunch of money. They're not investing it in anything. It's just sitting there in a bank account, and it's not being used on the citizenry. The citizens are being asked to pay for more. They're like, well, not only are you paying the state all this money through your sales tax and your different state income taxes, now also the local government is going to ask you for more money because the state won't give the locals the money. It's so stupid. It's so stupid, and it makes me angry. Like that is political dysfunction, and the blame goes across the board. But I will say that separating out big cities and saying we're not going to give you as much because we don't like you based on your politics, that's a bunch of horse crap. That really pisses me off. That is not right. So we deal with that. And that was something as a local government employee, hearing that, like we might have to lay off staff because the state won't increase the amount of funding that we're getting, yet staff wants to be paid a fair wage. They want a cost of living increase. And then okay, so now I'm gonna keep going. Local government employees had the ability to collectively bargain taken away, but police and fire, because everyone likes police and fire, regardless of your politics. We all like police and fire. We all want to be safe. We don't want our house to burn down. So we'll allow them to continue to be unionized. So they will continue to collectively bargain for more wages, as they should. As they should. Your firefighter deserves to be paid a reasonable wage. But if the state's not giving more money to the local governments and they're still taking it, what do you expect? So now you end up in a spot where you have police and fire at an opposite end to the local planner, and someone needs to get laid off. It sucks. You wouldn't say you love police? Well, you will not love when you get into a car accident and the police officer doesn't show up. You won't love when someone breaks into your house and no one responds. What I will say is, you can want police reform in some areas, but see that police are very necessary. Public safety is very necessary. And there are times where, like, I worked at police all the time as a planner. I got money for the police to get the radar guns that you probably hate. Please go and enforce traffic enforcement. Please, police officer, I want you to do that. So yeah, anyway, I should stop ranting. Oh yeah, I can agree that police have too much immunity, and also think that police have an important purpose in this world. We just need to not give them unlimited authority and deck them out like they are a military. So yeah. You like ranting? Not building anything. Am I allowed to sit in the City Skylines 2 category and not build anything? I don't know if I am. I think I need to be in just chatting. Let it all out. Oh, I almost did. I let a lot out, but thank you for the therapy, guys. You see 5-fold buildings? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Brandon, you're wrong. 7 buildings. Yes, 7 and a parking lot. Because would it be me? And I didn't even put these ones in the right spot. Waterfront park, and I put an industrial building there. My bad. My bad. Supposed to be our nice downtown. And instead, 7 buildings is more than a real city would build in a year. That's not true. Oh my God. I will tell you, working in Sun Prairie was straight up drinking from a fire hose. It was the most insane place to work. It was also the most exciting place to work. The number of projects I saw from start to finish in just a few short years of working there was insane. Insane in the coolest way. But not every city's like that. Illinois is going bankrupt from its public sector pensions. Well, yeah, well, sure. Wisconsin also has one of the best funded pension systems in the country. Yeah, obviously there are bad pension systems and bad deals. Like I'm vested in WRS. I'm vested. When I hit 55, 15 years, I could start drawing down from my pension. I wouldn't get very much if I did that, but I could. But I also put 10 years in and gave some of my money towards it. And it's gone up. So I don't know. They also treated the WRS board like royalty. They actually had limos because they're so good. And they wanted to make sure that we got the very best and the brightest working for our pension system. So I guess they require limos. You think this is a quite constructed dialogue? I like where your head's at. There we go. Mayor Cheeks. Booty, it's good to see you. You have 28 years in the WRS? Oh, so you know exactly what's going on. I have 10 years. I am barely vested. I think I'll get $500 a month is what I saw. But honestly, 500 plus I have a 401k that I contribute to, plus Social Security. I'll be just fine. Be just fine. WRS is a big part of that though. And my mom had WRS, and when she passed, there was a death benefit that went to me and my sister. And with my first house, that was a big part of like being able to afford it is WRS, because she was vested in WRS. It was super, super helpful. As a police officer, no one likes us until they need us. Everyone thinks we have too much immunity until they need us to make a life and that decision in an important amount of time. And they get mad when you make the wrong decision. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's easy to paint broad strokes, and it's hard to have a nuanced take. And I guess I've just worked with a lot of police officers. So I don't like bad cops, and there are bad cops. There are bad planners. I've worked with planners that I don't think are good planners, that have done unethical things. And I have called them out. There are bad apples in every profession. Painting broad strokes is never a good thing. And you have a need. Like, these are important public sector employees. I don't know. Hot take. Immunity is ridiculous concept for anyone. I think it's tough. I think it's a tough thing. I think back to the medical profession a lot. Because of malpractice suits, how many times is a doctor going to be reluctant to give you the care that they might want to give you because they're afraid of being sued? So I think I know what was just being said. Like, the last thing you want is for someone who is supposed to be helping you to not help you because they're afraid that you're going to sue them. There is a line, and we need to find that line for sure. But I try to be pragmatic, and I don't think I just think it's a faux pas to paint broad strokes anytime. I feel like you've got to be a little bit more nuanced about most things. And the problem, one of the problems that we have in the world generally is a lack of nuance, lack of critical thinking about things. Leads to a lot of people having like really idealistic views about things without being willing to take a look at the edge cases. And it leads to a lot of conflict that I think is very avoidable if we just are willing to have a more nuanced take on things. It's no secret that not chat's moving so fast I can't read it. Hold on. You guys like my rants. That's good. Yeah, well, I guess I would say unqualified immunity is a problem, but also a certain amount is probably necessary in certain fields. And the question is, what is the line? What is the line? What is the situation? And what ways do we mitigate that? Like, I can't remember why. I remember when I was in Madison, the police department really being interested in having body cams and it not being a priority from the elected officials. And the police, I mean, if anyone doesn't know, we had a shooting of a black man that a lot of people were upset about, myself included. It could have been me, you know, like, so they wanted the body cams and the elected officials were dragging their feet. You had the police chief coming out asking for it. You have the officers, individual officers asking for it. And then you had the elected officials not pressing for it. You know, like that's one of those mitigating things. Like now you don't have unlimited immunity because we have a camera that shows exactly what happened in every scenario. Why is this not a priority? I don't know. I'm educated, so my rants are reasonable and open, not closed-minded. Education has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. I know a lot of educated people who are completely closed-minded. I know a lot of people who they have a high school education and that's where they ended up working with their hands and they were totally reasonable people. People can be really ideological. And I'm not going to say that I don't have an ideological viewpoint. I do. I think that if you guys give it any thought, you probably know where I land. But also, being pragmatic is important. A lot of people just are not pragmatic. They don't think about the reality of where their beliefs might need to be compromised. You might need to compromise with people. There are certain things you should not ever compromise about. Like if I'm not going to compromise like you're a racist. I'm not a racist. Let's compromise and be half racist. Like that doesn't make any sense. But there are places where like you have to compromise, and being ideological and having a purity test means that you end up with 0% of the things that you want instead of 50% or 60% of the things you want. So yeah, I don't know. And it's like that it's like that with everything. That light pole in the middle of the entrance. Doesn't it feel like the game could fix this? Like, we'll get back to the game for a second. The game knows that there's parking here, or that there's an entrance here. It won't put the parking here, but it won't give us a curb cut, and it puts a light right there. You know it's possible. You know it's possible, but it's not being done. That's all. Hi, Darren or Darian. Welcome on in. Should be a procedural generation thing. I agree. What a pivoting mind. I can pivot. I have all the ability to pivot. You're frozen when your heart's not open. I agree with that. I don't know if you're having me say some lyrics. Most likely. Okay, hold on. My wife has messaged me. I don't know. Leaving work now. Storm is starting early. My wife did not answer your question, chat, but she is telling me that the storm is starting early. Hold on. Look at me for 1 second while I figure this out. Yeah, I gotta go, guys. I've had a lot of fun hanging out, but this is a personal safety thing. I think if I'm not careful, I could have a real bad time. So on that note, everyone, thank you all for being here. We didn't crash the computer. We're still alive, and I apologize. Yeah. So tired of tornadoes. Yeah, we're gonna raid Moose. Thank you all for being here. If I missed you, hold on, one more thing. Boss Pat, thank you for the prime. I think I got everyone in the activity. If I missed you, I apologize. We'll stream longer next week. I had a lot of fun. I apologize for ranting if you didn't like the rants. I'm sorry I didn't build anything. I had a lot of fun anyway. And now I can basically use the thumbnail again. So we've got that going for us. You appreciate my nuanced stance these past years. I appreciate that. I will stay safe. I will be safe. It's all we can. All we can do is make sure that we're in our bunkers. I'm gonna do that. Okay. Yeah. No sirens yet. And I'm not next to a storm chaser. That was alarming last time. Just give me 1 second, and I'm going to figure out the raid thing. Can we say goodbye to YouTube? See a good trip. Thank you. I'm going home. I want to raid Moose though. I don't even know how many people are here, but we're gonna raid. So YouTube, thank you. There's a lot of you. 800, 766. Thank you guys all for being here. Appreciate you guys. We'll build more next time. I apologize. Yeah, if you're in Wisconsin or in the severe weather, I don't care if you're in Texas, Florida, Wisconsin, Kansas, Missouri, go watch Ryan Hall, y'all. He's so good. He's got a great thing going on there. He'll keep you safe. I'm gonna say goodbye to YouTube. And goodbye, YouTube. Goodbye. Thank you for the great stream. I appreciate you guys too. Don't leave Twitch. Okay, YouTube's gone. Now that it's just us.